Hi there, students. To overindulge, a verb. Overindulgent, an adjective. Overindulgence, the uncountable noun. Okay, if you overindulge, you allow yourself to have too much of something enjoyable. This is particularly used for food and drink. So, I went to a restaurant last night and I overindulged. I ate too much. Yeah, I allowed myself to have too much of the delicious food. I went out with my friends to the pub yesterday and I overindulged in alcohol. People overindulge in alcohol regularly. So, it's to allow somebody to have more of something enjoyable than is good for you. I think one of the problems of the wealth of our society is overindulgence of the overindulgence of parents. Parents nowadays overindulge their son. They give them everything they want and they set no limits. And it's not good for children to be overindulged. And I'm not talking just about giving them too much food. If you give your kids too much food, they get fat. But to overindulge, to give them everything they want so that they expect everything, overindulging their kids. So many people who said they'd been overindulged as kids said that they were not satisfied as adults, and this is perhaps one of the results of overindulgence. Overindulgence, where you allow yourself too much. So, for example, Christmas is a time of overindulgence. It's very difficult not to be overindulgent over the Christmas period. Overindulgence in food and drink is a big danger for people who live alone. Okay, so overindulge. His illness comes from overindulgence in alcohol. Or, for example, binge watching a series. I watched all 37 episodes of the series all together, binge watching. That's overindulgence. The description suffers from overindulgence of detail. There is just too much detail. The writer is allowing their creative spirit to run away, and they've overindulged, they've over-permitted their creativity, and it's gone too far. Parents have the right to overindulge their grandchildren. Or perhaps overindulgence of pets means that the pets behave horribly, stealing food from your plate while you're eating, for example. So to overindulge, to have too much of something enjoyable, to gratify the wishes of somebody to an excessive extent. So his mother had overindulged him, and I think we live in an overindulgent society, which allows us to do everything. It's overindulgence with children is giving children more than their character can manage. Yeah, you shouldn't be overindulgence. But we need to take responsibility for our own well-being, and we must not overindulge ourselves in anything. All good things, but in moderation. Don't go too far, and overindulgence has the idea of going too far. It's letting a habit or a craving or a desire go too far. So I overindulged in chocolate and now my stomach hurts terribly. To overindulge a person, you could overindulge an old person. You allow them too much. This is to do with binges. And yes, we all overindulge occasionally, and that's not a problem. It's when you overindulge on a regular basis, when you do something too much. Yeah, they overindulge their grandchildren. Okay, and this is the idea of overindulgence, to pamper too much, to be immoderate, to be intemperate, to be excessive. So yes, it's it's hard not to overindulge during the holidays, but then we should get back to our normal point of view. So to overindulge, to do too much of something, too much of a good thing. Overindulge, formality. I think I'm maybe a 5.5 in formality. Use it anywhere, a touch on the formal side. And yes, clearly it comes from the word indulge. Indulgeo in Latin. I indulge. So, to overindulge.